So the SPELL framework was developed originally by the National Autistic Society in the UK, and it was developed with people with autism themselves, with their families and with professionals. Essentially the framework is a way of understanding autism and how it affects the individual who has autism, as well as giving a framework to intervene in order to improve people's quality of life. And it helps us to intervene to do three main things. It helps us to intervene to reduce anxiety and stress, which is a really key issue for people with autism. It allows us to improve people's adaptive behaviour, in other words, help them to develop skills and to have more kind of positive experiences and opportunities in their life. And it also helps us to deal with quite a few of the problematic behaviours that may occur for people with autism. The elements of the framework are structure, so S for structure, positive approaches and expectations, so that's the P. E is for empathy. The first L is for low arousal, and the second L stands for links. Okay. So structure is about allowing us to have predictability. It's what helps us to know what's going to happen to us that day, that week, and in the future. For people with autism, structure is very important because of their difficulties in predicting the future and being able to see and to be able to understand what's going to happen on the basis of other people's behaviour and on the basis of feelings, for example, and being able to organise your thoughts and sequence what needs to happen. So by providing visual structure, something that's easy for people to see, that doesn't require verbal explanations, we can really help people to speed up the processing of information, to be able to respond, and also to be able to have predictability in their lives that can help to reduce their anxiety. The P, the positive approaches and expectations, it's really about not letting the individual just sit in a world of their own, but encouraging them and helping them sensitively to experience the opportunities around them, to develop their skills, to improve their quality of life through new experiences. It is about helping people to deal with things that are problematic for them, so that are interfering with their quality of life. But in particular, it is about that positive approach and believing that people will and can do things if we give them the right support to do so. Not making excuses about, well, they've got autism, they'll not be able to do that, but thinking about how can we help the person to do that. The E is really about understanding autism, the empathy. It is about understanding how people with autism, or how the individual you're working with, to be precise, understands and thinks about the world around. Almost all people with autism have sensory difficulties or issues of some description. Some people take longer to process information, they're slow at processing information, and some people's senses are very distorted. So what you might see is not what they see and what they experience. And although it's a very individual approach, we can be aware of many of the issues that people may experience and understand how they see the world, and have respect for the fact that they are individuals and that they have the right to be different. The first L, as I said, is about low arousal, and this is not the same as no arousal. This is not about providing stark, barren environments where people do nothing. Low arousal is about a very calm, focused approach to working with the individual. It is about reducing aversive stimuli, avoiding confrontation, and keeping with those positive approaches for individuals. It is about reducing the sensory issues that people have, and also about reducing the stress that people might be experiencing. The final L is for links, and this is really about both relationships, working in partnership with individuals, the individual themselves, and those who are important in their lives, as well as other people who might support them. And it's also about consistency. So it is about everybody putting the person at the centre and working with the individual the way that the individual likes to be worked with.